All I know is that I've got a lot of wood. Well, I thought this old coot died many, many moons ago. Apparently, he's still kicking. Story from CBS, Dallas Fort Worth area. I don't smoke anymore. Willie Nelson gives up marijuana for health reasons. Uh huh. Country legend Willie Nelson says he stopped smoking 65 years ago after he rolled his first joint. I don't smoke anymore. I take better care of myself than I did, he said. The 86-year-old Texan says due to ongoing health and breathing issues, he no longer smokes marijuana. In a candid TV interview, Willie Nelson admitted that years of smoking weed has taken a toll on him. Imagine that, breathing a toxic chemical or smoke into your lungs has adverse effects later on down the road. Who would have saw this coming? When you abuse something, it doesn't matter what it is. Drugs, alcohol, pornography, if you will, has adverse effects later on down the road. Says, I've used my lungs quite a bit in the past, so breathing is a little more difficult these days, and I have to be careful. I've mistreated myself since I was this big. Apparently he's saying big, tall, I don't know. I started out smoking cedar bark. What the and it went from that to cigarettes to whatever, and that almost killed me. Who the hell smokes cedar bark, you nincompoop? This past summer, Nelson had to cancel 6 shows on his concert tour because he had breathing issues. For decades, Nelson has sung the virtues of smoking pot and even has his own line of marijuana products. But he won't get rid of that, will he? But the singer said he made a decision to quit for good and focus on performing. He was just north of Texas in November performing a sold-out show at Billy Bob's Texas. He also took the stage at the CMA Awards in Nashville. Nelson's health issue has sparked rumors that he's near death and struggling to stay alive. When I asked about the comments, he said, I don't give a that. Excuse me, I'm here. I'm glad to be here. I'm lucky to be here. Nelson said he doesn't plan on stopping touring anytime soon and already has dates lined up for 2020. Interesting. A long proponent of marijuana stops because of health reasons. Now, again, he is 86. Now, I would assume that if he was smoking cigarettes this whole time, he would have been dead a long time ago. I don't know his habitual use of marijuana, but he did cite the reasons giving up marijuana because of his health. So, I mean, I guess everything in moderation is good. I mean, not for heroin, I wouldn't think, or blow, but for marijuana, in this instance, using it over, looks like 65 years of your life, and this happens. I mean, smoking cedar bark, I never even heard of that, is not a good thing. But this leads to this. Stop you. Also from CBS Dallas Fort Worth, bill to legalize marijuana nationwide passes U.S. House Committee. I don't necessarily see how this will pass the Senate, but we'll see. The House Judiciary Committee has passed a bill to legalize marijuana nationwide. Under the measure, cannabis would be removed from the Controlled Substances Act, making it legal. Thank you. It shouldn't be a Schedule I drug on the same grounds as hillbilly heroin or OxyContin. That's just ridiculous. In addition, those convicted of violating federal cannabis laws would have their cases expunged. David Sloan of Fort Worth has been a member of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws. Let's see, NORM. Normal. Very good. Since the 1980s. I am encouraged by all the baby steps we're seeing. Sloan said the bill would right a wrong. All these people who have been arrested all this time, over all these years, disproportionately have affected not only people of color, of course, here we go, Jesus, but people of lower socioeconomic status. I hate when they do that. Can't we just say affected everyone? But no. It has to affect these people more than the other because of the evil white people. That's what he wants to say, but The bill would also allow doctors at VA to prescribe medical marijuana. I agree with that. Wink, wink. Melissa Caldwell, Engel, oh God, a hyphenated name. A licensed professional counselor, though, said she is concerned addiction to marijuana could rise among some people. Addiction? What? I know clinically, if you don't deal with the need for why that person is having to use that, it can grow and cause problems for us systemically, as a community, as a culture. Well, I mean, you're taking a lot more naps. You're not out there fucking with people. My opinion, of course. She said there needs to be a focus on treatment, better mental health and addiction care to understand and recognize that piece. That, to me, I think is critical. Yeah, but what about this?
Marijuana is not a drug. I used to suck dick for coke. I seen them.
Anyways, in a recent survey, the Pew Research Center found 67% of Americans say marijuana should be legal, while 32% oppose legalization, which has dropped from 52% in 2010. Sloan said the federal bill won't have any impact on Texas marijuana laws, but that attitudes are changing. But that attitude is changing. But that attitudes are, I guess that's right. No, whatever. We're seeing decline in severity of punishment and the zeal to prosecute these cases. The bill now will go to full House for a vote, then to a Senate. If the bill passed, the bill would head to President Trump's desk to be signed into law, which I have a funny feeling Trump would not sign that just because of his negative views on drug use in and of itself, even alcohol use. So, again, it's all, I guess comes to full circle. Is marijuana an addictive substance? Yes. Is it on the same sliding scale as OxyContin? No. Does it have health benefits? I think so, in my opinion. You know what? As a matter of fact, if it helps people, let's say you're addicted to some other hard drug, and marijuana lessens that addictive effect, and it makes you pull off that other drug a little more easily, then I suggest, yeah, there's probably a lot of medical uses for it. As far as it being legal nationwide, I agree. It should be. I just don't see why now, here it is, almost 2020, and, it's still considered a Schedule 1. I mean, name one person that's OD'd from marijuana. Now, there have been some cases where people have had marijuana psychosis, I guess, and they've gotten into some hot water, if you will. But other than that, I think most people, it's not going to affect them to that effect. Matter of fact, I know some people that they take it for migraines, joint pain, just a CBD oil, some of that stuff that has non-psychoactive substances. However, the psychoactive substances in the marijuana cigarette or pipe, if you will, or edibles, are quite enjoyable. I don't necessarily know how I would know that. Wink, wink. But hey, if it helps people, cool. Let's get it legal. Let's get it legalized and get the government out of its business of screwing with this. Even state governments, they shouldn't be messing with this. But, of course, they have to screw with it because there's a lot of money to be made. And to just look at California, Colorado, what other state? Oregon and Washington. I mean, those are your key points in there on how much money can be made. And time will tell whether the effects of marijuana will lead to a decadent society, as in reefer madness. Laszlo out.